just dropped. I only been watching this dude for like a couple months, but he puts out some good stuff. So let's check out this one. This one's called Twitter Finally Has Competition. If you guys don't know the news, he'll explain it right now. Let's check it out.
It's always so inspiring to see someone never give up in the face of adversity, to push forward and
That's facts. That's facts.
achieve great things. Like Rocky, or Will Smith in I, Robot, when he was telling people like, hey, these robots are a little fishy. And they said, hey, pal, you're just blowing from Stupid Town? And then turns out he was right, and he still protected us anyway. Point is,
Bro, I like how he has that cat, like, play box right there, man. If I ever make a lot of money from YouTube, I'll get something like that for my dogs. Like, I already
this
got
is
like
the backbone to so
I already
many
got like a nice, like, little dog house they can sleep in. Indoor dog
the
house.
best
Like,
stories ever told in
pretty chill.
books, movies, TV shows, and anime. It's like one of the 10 commandments of anime for every protagonist, just that never quitting attitude. But in the real world, when companies in particular adopt this never give up mentality, it's pretty embarrassing and pathetic. In particular, when it comes to Meta, or as you know them, Facebook, because nobody really knows this fucking clown company is anything other than Facebook. Meta's
Yeah, the cat tree.
been on a bit of a cold streak recently.
Facebook's still killing it, man. But yeah, Zuckerberg and Elon definitely, competing for sure. I'm sure Zuckerberg wants to be the richest person in the world again. You know what I mean?
With the most recent embarrassing blunder being the metaverse. More like Meta reimburse everyone who bought into that scam. Being sold as like the way of the future. Nowadays, it's just a barren, empty wasteland of broken dreams and broken promises. The goofballs just
Hey, they got Instagram. Instagram's pretty tough. They have? Hey,
made a virtual
yeah,
reality
it might prevail. It might prevail, you know?
experience more
It's not like Facebook. Nobody goes on Facebook. They got like 3 billion active users.
primitive than Roblox and Second Life. It's just shameful. But they didn't give up. They didn't quit. They said, you know what? That was so good, we're going to do it a second time. What about second breakfast? So they're trying another venture here, and it's actually opening to pretty big success. And it's what we're talking about today. Threads, a Twitter competitor. Twitter's had its
Oh snap, oh snap. If anyone's gonna take them out, it's Facebook.
own series of missteps, quite a few blunders. They've given up Scholar's Mate a few times here, and it looks like Meta's trying to strike while the iron's hot, so they released their own Twitter competitor called Threads. When looking it up, I saw this headline: Meta's Twitter competitor for friendly conversation launches early, and this feels like the worst article ever written to
Snap. We gotta see some screenshots of it, man. But they're probably not. We don't have any yet, I think.
promote something. Calling it a place for friendly conversation makes it sound like Weenie Hut Jr., where you're not allowed
Yeah, I didn't know Elon was the richest person. I thought Jeff still was, but no, now it's Elon.
to go in there unless you're
Jeff, the freaking Amazon founder.
wearing elbow and knee pads. Not that I like Twitter. I think, and I've been very vocal about this, I think Twitter fucking sucks. I don't think the world was ready for a platform like that, and it is just the absolute worst thing for a human being's mental health. And now for the
I only post on Twitter like once a day because gotta make yourself relevant.
first time we're being cursed with a platform that threatens Twitter's stranglehold on brain rot. This is like that scene out of Godzilla where he says, let them fight. We now have two kaijus going to war over poisoning your mind, basically. So you have Twitter, which is no stranger to horrible decisions, and now you have Meta with Threads, which is no stranger to horrible
Yo, are you a fan of Twitter? Elon is the only richest known person. There's Middle East royal family with access to oil rights. Oh yeah, oil, man. Oil's pretty expensive for sure.
decisions. Obviously, Meta's mainly going to be using this for more data harvesting, I imagine, since that's kind of their bread and butter behind their business models. But this is a big deal because Twitter now has actual
I have no idea what it's like to be like absolutely rich like that.
competition in the space. And it doesn't seem like they like this ball game very much because
But Dubai is a pretty like safe country and stuff.
Apparently, Twitter is threatening to sue Meta for Threads right now, saying that it stole their trades.
Anyone see the TikToks in Dubai where they leave their phone out and nobody takes it, or they leave their car keys on their really expensive car, nobody takes the car?
Secrets. I don't know what Krabby Patty secret formula they think they cooked up there, but Twitter itself was already derivative of some of the old message boards from way back in the day. It just
Basically, man, sadly.
kind of became streamlined on Twitter, and everything just got so concentrated on the internet as a whole that everyone flocked to Twitter for the experience. I don't know exactly if they have a strong case against Meta here for Threads, so I guess we'll just have to see how that whole
Probably.
soap opera plays out. But honestly, the biggest thing about this announcement that I see nobody talking
That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. UK is also like that.
about for some reason is the fact that Meta maliciously calculated today as their launch day because they knew that I was dropping our Plague Seeker animation. They wanted to take the wind out of our sails knowing that Plague Seeker was going to hog all of the internet's attention for today, so they had to drop Threads in order to take the wind out of our sails, which is foul play from Meta, but I'd expect nothing less from fucking Zuckerbot. So don't let them win. Go watch the Plague Seeker animation. We worked very hard on that. But anyway, I don't want to get too
They may or should react to that as well.
lost in the sauce here at the buffet, so before the steam keeps pouring out of my ears, let's focus on Threads. I have always been extremely vocal about how important competition is, and more now than ever since everything is getting so concentrated on the internet where pretty much all discussions are happening on either Twitter or Reddit and like nowhere else these days. I always
Basically, or YouTube, but YouTube's not so much text conversations on YouTube.
think competition is a great thing. But that being said, Twitter sucks shit through a crazy straw, and I am not thrilled about making another Twitter account on something called Threads. I don't need a Twitter 1.5. I already don't like current Twitter, so why would I come around for the sequel here? I don't need too fast to Twitter, so I'm not going to make a Threads account, but I'm glad that it exists, and I hope it does become successful, so that way Twitter doesn't have a stranglehold on brain rot anymore. They can now share the neural load, and maybe, now we're just spitballing utopias. Maybe Threads actually does become a great social media platform somehow, and Twitter can just kind of be like this quarantine zone for, wild, wacky nonsense. It could just be like the fucking loony bin, right? Then I'd make the switch to Threads.
Yeah, I only use Twitter like 10 minutes a day at the most.
But for now, I don't need
But it's like there. It's always there. So many people are going to be on there.
another
That's where you go to read, like, about stuff, basically. I don't go on 4chan or nothing.
Twitter. So I'm not going to be signing up for it. I'm not exactly, scratching at my neck for more of that experience. But like I said, competition is great. And I do hope Threads can at least threaten Twitter enough so that way both can improve. So that way you're not stuck with constant dog shit changes that make the user experience worse. The most important thing to remember about competition, that it is always the best thing for consumers. You want competition. This isn't me trying to hypnotize you.
For sure, we want competition, right? I didn't know that. I kind of didn't.
I'm telling you a fact. You want competition. You don't want one entity to have all of the power when it comes to a market share.
Yeah, we don't want a monopoly, man.
But I don't like Twitter, so I'm not making a Threads account for more Twitter. But I'm out here rooting for it, even though it is one of Meta's. But at least now you get the choice. Do you want to stay on Twitter, or do you want to go to fucking Mark Zuckerberg's booby here and suckle on that for the Twitter experience? You get choices now. And since I don't have a Threads account, I've just been reading people's personal accounts
Twitter threads.
of the site. Apparently they're not allowing like pornographic material, and they're also like censoring people, like individuals. I don't know
No, I don't really go on there for that.
how true these claims are right now because I'm getting conflicting information from different sources. And if both of these claims are true, the censorship is a big L, but not having it constantly feeding you pornographic material, I actually think is a good thing. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I was talking about this on stream
I don't really get that on my feed. I don't really search for it, though, so that's good.
last night. I never stopped to think about just how weird it was that Twitter is a platform that you have to be 13 or older to sign up for, and it just has porn plastered all over the place. And it's super common, especially in replies. And this is a platform that is, again, 13, which is below the legal age for porn consumption, which is 18. And it just wasn't even something I even thought about until a couple people on Twitter started mentioning it, and I was like, huh, that's an interesting point. And the majority of the time, it's not age gated at all. You just immediately get fed the content with no like safeguard in place or anything. You'll read a goofy tweet that you're giggling about, such as the timeless classic. Dude walked into the pee store and said, "Is this the poop store?" It's like, brother, look around.
Man, Twitter used to recommend me some like violent stuff, and that's not what I wanted to see, bro. But like fights and stuff. Thankfully, I don't get recommended that much, bro.
And you're, busting a gut laughing at it, having an old belly laugh, and then you scroll into the reply section to see who else is laughing with you, and then bang, just a full picture of a gaping, leaking butthole and an OnlyFans link. And it's like, what the fuck? So yeah, I'm not exactly going to be crying about the lack of porn on Threads if that is the decision they decide to make. But I did look up some complaints that a couple of articles have noted, so I'm just going to go through those real quick, because again, I'm not making an account on Threads right now, so I don't know firsthand what the experience is like. According to this article, you can't set Threads to view only posts from accounts you follow, which again, this just feels like they rushed it out and just didn't bother putting this
But I don't understand that.
in yet, but will be coming shortly if I had to guess, because this is a pretty obvious one that they'd need to have set up. There's also no web interface, but you can read the threads on the website, but you can't post them or interact with them in any way. And apparently you can't delete your Threads profile without deleting your Instagram, which seems
Oh snap! Everything's linked up.
like a pretty big oversight, but it seems like something a lot of people will have an issue with down the line. According to the quote here, you can deactivate it, but you can't delete it without, also annihilating your Instagram account. Also, there's no search functionality right now in Threads. It only lets you find user accounts, so they do say that they'll be adding more features to help discovery.
Wait, it already released.
Obviously. That's very clear. This is just a rushed job getting it out, so it doesn't have all the features at the moment. And then the other thing is that it's not currently available in the EU, which I imagine it will be shortly. But yeah, anyway, like I said, even if I'm not making a Threads account right now, I am happy that there is competition in the space, and hopefully it can be a legitimate competitor to Twitter.
Interesting. Well, check him out in the description if you haven't. I'm sure most of you guys know about him, but well done video. And I'll see you guys next video. Peace out. Thank you for watching.